You ready for another one of our little astrology chats? These are the vibes and the energy that are coming at you for this coming week from the 21st to the 27th of November. First full week in Sagittarius season. And yeah, mind-boggling but true, we are in Sagittarius season, the last month of the year. We're looking toward big bashes and holiday season and the new year. And it's kind of felt like a big letdown, to be honest with you. This year has been tougher than it felt like it should have been. After 2020 felt like the toughest year we'd ever have to go through, and then comes this year and it was just like colossal combustion, kind of implosion, and just crappiness as you come outside. It's almost like a scene from an apocalyptic movie where you're so focused on surviving that's the only thing that your brain is giving power to. And then when you realize you have survived and the catastrophe or the cataclysmic event is over, and you realize, okay, I can come out of survival mode, and then you come out from your bunker into the light and you're just looking around at like, what the fuck did I survive for? Because what's left over, is absolute shit. And I think a lot of people, not in all aspects of their lives, but a lot of people, at least in one aspect of their life or another, really went through that feeling this year of, but I was surviving to get back to what I thought was normal, what I was used to, not what has become this new mechanism of what we're supposed to be living in, and I'm supposed to accept it as something I'm supposed to like, and I don't. It kind of felt like that all year. So as we're looking to wrap up this year, there is a sense of kind of being screwed, kind of getting like a hat trick, like a sleight of hand. You thought the stone was there, but it really wasn't. Maybe it never even was. It kind of feels like that. And so I feel like we go into this new year kind of hesitant. We were so ready to get rid of 2020 that we rushed into 2021, not realizing how ugly it would be. It's like, oh, you mean it could get worse? It's not necessarily worse. It's just the aftermath feels worse. Because let's face it, the aftermath lasts a lot longer than the cataclysmic event. And that's kind of, I think, what we're having to work our way through. And we're finding that you have all that adrenaline pumping through your body while you're going through the craziness of the event itself. But then what's left over when survival mode goes down and you're kind of just left with you? That's when you realize, do I have this stamina? Do I have this willpower? Do I have this faith? Do I have this tenacity? And yeah, this is what we got to do to dig down and actually make something of the world at this point, and of our lives at this point. And that's the challenge and the lessons. Now, cosmically, this week I named the Hangover for one reason and one reason alone, guys, and that is because that's how it feels. There's going to be a lot of good times ahead, and I think actually the astrology for Thursday, Friday, which is really when we celebrate, is going to be exceptional for partying and taking haphazard chances with who we're socializing with. It's going to be a lot of great drunk fun. Not necessarily drunk, but like drunk on this energy fun. And then when we wake up Saturday, it's going to be like, oh crap, I've got the worst headache I've ever experienced. And what? Please don't tell me I really did that. But you did, because there's pictures of you doing it all over. And so that's, get prepared, yo. Get prepared. Really, it's going to be a test to how much can you control yourself when presented with the temptations of, oh, but I'm giving you everything that you wanted. No, you're giving me the illusion of it. Don't eat the lotus flower is all I'm telling you. It's a warning. And it's a warning not to keep you from having fun, but to enable you to have great fun without the fallout, because you've done it in balance and not in chaos. So let's get into the hangover. Just so that you know, if you've never been here before, welcome. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel and then ring that bell and select all notifications so you know when I upload your favorite content. I upload the daily tarot here. I upload pick a cards here. I just uploaded pick a card. I'll actually attach it above right here, the pick a card. I'll link it for you. It's a lot of fun. I love doing pick a cards, and I do a special one for full moons, sometimes new moons. And yeah, this one is what will their response to you be, right? So that will be great. It was very accurate for me. So I wonder how it'll be for you. And then of course I do the weekly astrology forecasts. So if you're looking for Zodiac specific readings, those are over on my premier channel, Born Without Boundaries Tarot. I'll attach the link above here for you for that as well. And 12 videos a week come out over there. So I hope you can enjoy those too. You can also find me on Instagram. Check out the main page here, and you can see the little Instagram icon. You just press that icon and follow the link directly to my profile. And that's where I go live Monday through Friday, so you can join in the chats with me. That'll be great fun. Yeah, so let me get into this. This, basically, I'll give you a breakdown of the astrology, kind of an overview of the astrology and the energy for the day, and I'll also then follow that up with a mantra for the day that'll help you to focus the energy in the most progressive, healthy way. First, let's start off with the overview. What an interesting and exciting holiday week it's going to be. There will be stories to tell, and since this is the age of social media, plenty of photos to prove those stories. God, I feel sorry for you kids. Once upon a time, you used to be able to mess up, and only the people who were there to witness it could tell the story. Nobody had a frickin' photograph of it. You know what I'm trying to say? The best you can hope for is that they don't end up all over the internet. Karma has come home for Thanksgiving, and she's watching very carefully to play her hand. It's a deal swiftly dealt, and she'll leave on Saturday feeling very content with herself. This weekend brings a great deal of joy and enlightenment by leading us to the table of temptation and handing us the spoon. No rules, no restrictions, just pure pleasure. And that's the devil's trap. It's kind of like that scene from Pan's Labyrinth with that creepy, like, cannibalistic skin monster that had the eyes like that. It's kind of like that. Or you could think of it as more in a more classical sense with Hades and Persephone. She's just like, but I'm hungry. I just want some I'm just hungry. Don't eat in the underworld, bitch. Don't do it. And of course, what I mean by the underworld, of course, because Sunday, November 21st, is still technically Scorpio season. There's a sense of indulgences, extremes. This is when we have to start balancing those extremes out and not catering to those extremes anymore. I know, it gets pretty difficult. Those that touch the fruit may be stuck in the underworld for longer than they would have liked. Only those who have tried, but only those who have tried to lie and manipulate will be damned forever, and they will be exposed, by the way. This is going to be a good week to really expose people for who they really are. Really. The rest of us are just going to wake up with one hell of a hangover. Hence, it'll be one for the record books, though, and that's for sure. Sunday, November 21st rolls around. If we want to grow, we have to open our minds to understand Gemini energy. And this happens really, I want you to think about this. Bless you, bug. About a month or two before the nodes shift, shit starts to hit the fan. It just fucking does. Why? Because the universe wants to make sure that we've learned our true north, right? What this energy has to teach us. And how to balance out that energy. What have we learned from Gemini energy? How to balance duality, right? God is not found in the extremes. He's found, he, she, God itself is found in the balance. That's the Father, the Son, extremes, Holy Spirit. That's that bridge between, the balance is the bridge between the extremes. And where is the bridge between the extremes, and how have we worked? It's faith. It's matter. It's what it's made of is faith. And so if you don't have any of that, you end up falling to one of the two extremes, and that's not really a good place to be. And so this duality is something we've been contending with for the past 18 months. And you'll notice, I'm not even fucking with you, that, okay, it was May of 2020 that there was a shift from the North Node from Cancer to Gemini. And I kid you not, think about what happened about 3 months before, May 2020. Quarantine started to happen. And what Cancer energy tells us to allow, to invite the divine feminine in. It teaches us about home and the importance of home, and to not underestimate the domestic situation, right? Right? And then what fucking happens? Goddamn quarantine, when we had nothing but home. Nothing but our domestic situations. Had we neglected our kids, how we neglected our spouses, now we're going to have to look at those motherfuckers in the eye every fucking day and actually get to know them, or face the fact that we never belonged with them or we don't deserve them. All the shit hit the motherfucking fan. And didn't it? And I'm telling you, that's what happens before the node shift. The universe doubles down on, but did you learn? Do you understand? And if you didn't, how does it kick back and kind of like hit you hard, like professors, like 2 weeks before the exam, piling all that shit on top of you that they should have scheduled better during the year? You know the feeling. That's kind of what happens right before the nodes change. And we're going to get that whammy right now. So we're talking about, we have to open our minds to understand Gemini energy. In perfect timing, as the nodes are about to pass to new signs in January, the universe wants to make sure we've learned all we can of Gemini wisdom. And what is that? Finding comfort in that dark zone between dualities. That dark zone is scary. It's scary. It's too easy to fall into extremes. That dark zone, however, is our life. It's a life-saving entity right now. So I'm sorry, it's a life-saving space right now, because it's really not a dark zone. It's just you have to feel it with your heart. Both Mercury and the Sun are opposite the North Node, now asking us to understand the role of duality and the balance between two extremes. It's also challenging us to have those conversations with people that we need to have in order to grow up and move forward. With the Moon in Gemini acting upon Mercury and Pluto, what has been the biggest challenge over these past 18 months? People not fucking talking to each other. People not wanting to have any conversations with each other. Gemini encourages conversations. It's how Gemini learns about the world, by talking to people and listening to people. Ain't nobody wanting to be listening to shit. Nobody gives a fuck. I believe this, so I'm right. You believe this, so you're wrong, because it's not what I think. Nobody wants to talk to each other. Immature little baby bitches. That's what we've been acting like. And we were supposed to be growing toward understanding how to fucking communicate with each other. And instead, what do we use our communications for? To sell each other shit. That's all we use communications for now, is just to sell crap. Instead of actually do what it's supposed to do, which is bring us together and help us understand each other. Communications is a way for us to open ourselves, to learn and to understand each other and life through each other. It's a pathway to compassion, but that's not how we've been fucking using it. Instead, we've just been fucking using it to market shit to each other. That's it. And we're gonna get a big old whiplash, because anybody who has been marketing shit, it's all coming out. I'm telling you, the gutters are about to overload. This is the day you'll find out what people really think about you, and vice versa, and be poised enough to do something productive with the information. You'll either be liberated or engaged, and both are pointing you in the direction of your future. If you are a writer or a creative of any kind, expect that these abilities will be amplified now as the square from Neptune on the Moon is striking at the heart of us and challenging us to escape reality by creating a fantasy world of our own. With the Moon in Gemini, this is perfect writing energy. It's overall a great time. It's overall a great time to get your feelings out using words. To do it, we have to learn how to communicate using our words, like frickin' adults should. We'll also be more sensitive to the needs of others. So helping out a neighbor or even volunteering for a charity is a beautiful thing to do right now. Just don't let people take advantage of you because you'll be extra sensitive. Mars is opposite Uranus. So you may have experienced impulsivity like never before, changing your mind often, and angry outbursts perhaps. Attacks, especially the cyber kind, may happen with an intensity that is quite disruptive. So understand that protecting your assets online is essential at this time. The transit will last until the end of this week, and it's the perfect time now to insist on help or action to be taken against any kind of attack, even ones that are even ones that have happened in the past. Write about it. Write to someone who can help you, or just to help yourself process the whole thing. You can write stuff out. But use your words. We have to start using this Gemini energy. We have to use our words instead of just impulsively making decisions without the sharing of information. Mantra for Sunday: sharing is my way toward healing. Sharing is my way toward healing. I trust in my heart and mind to communicate my truth. I listen and learn by accepting the truth from others. Monday, November 22nd comes around. The sun moves into Sagittarius, and with all this emotional crap floating around, this is a very good thing. Because Sagittarius is a lot like heart. The sun likes being in Sagittarius. It's a fire sign. It's a fire entity. It's a masculine entity. And Sagittarius is a very happy place for it. The moon sliding into Cancer is creating emotional shifts that are not for the faint-hearted. Venus conjunct Pluto opposite this Cancer moon is ouch. Well, we may be releasing our emotions. And I'll tell you this right now. What's going to be revealed is how fucking emotionally manipulative we've been. If we have used our emotions to manipulate people, we're going to be exposed for it right now. We're going to be exposed for it right now. We're going to be called out on our shit. And with Venus and Mars still fucking around up there, the sense of if we've used our sexuality and our sensuality to get what we want, to force things on people or to manipulate things that we don't deserve, we're going to be called out on our shit. Pluto is there. He's not going to let that kind of shit slide by. We may be releasing our emotions all over the place right now, and some of us may be doing this to manipulate the shit out of a situation that we otherwise wouldn't deserve or wouldn't be able to win. And that is going to expose who the fuck we are. Combined with the volatility of Mars opposite Uranus, and because the moon in Cancer is opposite Venus, this is a trying day for our close, intimate relationships. Lots of emotional outbursts can occur today that hopefully will help us be honest with each other and get to know each other on a deeper basis. This could, of course, mean recognizing somebody just isn't for you because that Saturn is aspecting this moon as well. It's a day for getting serious about what we want out of love and what we want out of our family situation, especially. Prioritizing the needs of our family over the needs of our spouse or significant other may be a hot topic right now. And this is a good time for us to work out those issues. Emotional manipulation will be big today from people, especially women, or people with a lot of, I shouldn't say women, people with a lot of feminine energy in their chart. And you can find that out by running your natal chart if you have more masculine or feminine energy. But people with heavy feminine energy, it's almost like a steroids boost, and you're gonna fucking lose your mind, and it's gonna be really tempting to use this power for evil, the way a man would use their dick as a rapist. I'm not kidding. It is really gonna be tempting for you to hurt and harm using emotional manipulation. So be very aware of this energy right now, because you don't want to show that evil side of yourself. You don't want to be that, because honestly, that's how people will take a photo of you right now. and you'll never live it down. Who will easily use this emotional turmoil. So emotional manipulation will be big today from people who will easily use this emotional turmoil to guilt you into doing something or feeling obligated towards something you don't actually want to do. So be aware of that today. A lot of this behavior will be out of desperation towards something we already know has to end or isn't really ours. So the manipulation is happening on both sides. Understand that. On this, what do I mean by that? So the person doing the emotional manipulation is basically feeling really powerful, and they're going to get what they want. They feel like, yay, I'm in control. But what are you controlling? Because all you're getting is something that wasn't really meant for you to be, what really wasn't meant to be yours. That's all you're getting. And you're not winning, because ultimately, just like I warn people, don't cast love spells that are specific to a person, right? Because you'll create something that maybe is obsessive, but you can't create love. You can't actually win something that wasn't meant to be yours. And so what you'll end up doing is getting yourself in a relationship with somebody that you won, but you barely know. And then they'll be growing bitter and bitter and more bitter towards you because they were won, because they were manipulated, but they still don't really want to be there. So you may think you're winning, but you ain't freaking winning. It's just like think about actual physical rape. It's like, yeah, you could scratch that nasty notch in your dashboard, but what did you actually do? What did you actually get? You didn't get anything but pain and hurt and sorrow and a sickness that deepened itself. And this is the same kind of illness it's going to do to your soul and your brain, whether it's physical or emotional, it doesn't matter. Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. You're going to end up in the same sick, twisted place, which is lying to yourself and getting sicker and sicker emotionally. So ultimately, that's going to be kind of what we're starting to reveal about ourselves, what's going to be revealed, what is something we're going to have to face inside of who we are, which we could be very ashamed of. All of those things could be the extreme or the darker side of this energy. So also make the decision to take ownership of your own on this very emotionally reactive day, use meditation and exercise to calm your nerves and focus your emotions. Also, make the decision to take ownership of your own emotions. Honor what you are feeling so you don't expect someone else to validate your feelings by agreeing with them. That will help you avoid being emotionally manipulated and that will help you avoid being emotionally manipulative and being emotionally manipulated. With the lightheartedness of the sun in Sagittarius and the hidden superpower of the moon in Cancer to be humorous, because that's moon in Cancer's hidden superpower is to be humorous. Humor and laughter could be our greatest ally in this really insane kind of day. So what do I mean by that? If somebody comes to you and says, but you told me you would do this, and they start just bawling like crazy all over you. Like, don't you know how much you hurt me? You are causing all this pain inside of me. You should not have done this. You need to do this to fix it. And you'd be like, listen, I understand that you feel this way. And I am sorry that I did anything to hurt you, but I don't want what you want. And that's just the way that I feel. And that's why I didn't follow through on what you expected me to. And I'm not gonna follow through on it because the truth is, I do not feel comfortable with it. So the answer from me is no. And if somebody starts blowing off their head at you, you simply say, I respect your anger, I respect your emotions. I'm not gonna stand here and get shit slung at me. So let's take a break. Maybe we'll reconvene later on today or in a couple of days when we can actually talk this out. But definitely try to get somebody to actually calm down. Don't tell them to calm down. Don't ever say that. But to the point where you are saying, I want time to think about it. I need time to think about this. I don't want to be in an emotionally reactive argument because that's not going to get us anywhere. So can we please just both recoup or reconvene on another day and another time when it's right for the both of us? Like, that's a really healthy, mature thing to do right now, because emotions are going to be so high, popping all over the place, and it's kind of really smart to count to 10, take a breath, and find a way to, calm yourself. Find a way to find balance inside of yourself, and also be firm in what you feel and be honest and articulate exactly what it is that you're feeling, instead of these assumptions of, well, you were supposed to do something to make me happy. No, I'm supposed to make me happy. I have to take responsibility for that. But your behavior and your decisions, when they don't make me happy, I also have to take responsibility for owning the fact that that should tell me something about you. And that what it's telling me about you is that you're clearly not compatible for me in those ways, because those things about you make me miserable, and I don't want to be around that. You can't gloss that over and try to fix that. You have to own it and honor it and realize it. So this is about who has the courage to be emotionally honest, instead of manipulating themselves and other people so they don't ever have to be honest. That's the trick of today, and it is a very tricky trick. Mantra: I feel. I listen to my heart. I anchor myself in the truth of my heart and know that it is enough. I am enough. And so I honor you with the space you need to honor your own heart. I honor you with the space you need to honor your own heart. Tuesday, November 23rd rolls around. How are you settling? Today is the day it is obvious, maybe to everybody but you, especially where romantic relationships are concerned. We are hell-bent on being right. We're so hell-bent that we're using our imaginations to create stories about the person we're with instead of seeing them for who they really are. It's time to wake up, but we're insistent on staying asleep. We have grown very comfortable in what we've settled for. A lot is riding on this, and so we'll definitely find a way to convince ourselves that what we're doing is for the sake of everyone else involved, but it isn't. It's for the sake of your fear. So strong is the need to avoid any form of discomfort except the kind your lover is causing you, because that's become comfortable. You'll use this as a reason why things have to stay the same. No. But it will feel like that today. Like, things have to stay the same. I need them to. All of this could have something to do with some personal rebellion against your fourth house family. Just like not going home for the holidays because your mother expects you to, so you don't do it just because she expects you to, kind of thing. Whatever this conflict is causing you to rebel or challenge something instead of understanding what it is you're really looking for. And that no matter how much lipstick you put on a pig, it's still a pig. Mantra: I struggle against my fears to find my truth. My truth comes out and the illusions fade. My truth is medicine for fear. For my fear, I should say. Wednesday, November 24th rolls around. Mercury is now in Sagittarius, and it's cozy, cuddly with the sun and south node. Mercury in Sagittarius is a curious cat who likes to explore and learn. He likes to keep moving and adventure into the unknown, but not the underworld unknown. No. He had enough of that already. He was in Scorpio long enough. Instead, Mercury in Sagittarius likes to explore foreign shores, foreign languages and cultures, making this the perfect time to travel and get to know new people, especially people from different cultures than you. It may help ease some of these foreign tensions too, on a global sense, since we're now naturally interested in learning about a different perspective. Anybody who has been disrespectful of another culture or exploitive of it in any way will certainly be discovered now and maybe punished. making sense of ourselves, our past, and finally figuring out the lessons all those things have taught us is a relief we've needed for a while. The moon is in Leo now, so it's trining with all of these energies to share in the confidence, to share in confidence or to share its confidence and to fuel it. We have the strength to accept what has been in front of us for a while. We're not going to fight it. We're going to accept it and move forward. Any emotional manipulation has become very clear to you now because the Sun and Mercury are helping our emotions, the moon, to understand the false promises because they're trying now instead of in opposition. So get ready to welcome some tough truths and swallow some jagged pills. It's like a hangover. It's coming, it's going to hurt, but in a good way because our hearts have missed the truth. Remember, Venus doesn't rule our hearts. The Sun does. Venus rules how we love, not what we love. Or more specifically, Venus rules how we want to be loved. And how we love has been intense and very sexual lately, but it hasn't necessarily been love. There are some realities that Venus is waking us up to that she really doesn't like because she's quite stubborn in Capricorn and wants to stay where she is just because she doesn't want to change anything, which could make her looking for excuses just to not change because she doesn't want to change, not because she's actually happy. There are clashes now because of this inside yourself. Because the truth is impossible to not recognize now. The truth of what we know with our hearts. Manipulation on a global scale can come to light today as well, especially where leadership and global strategy are concerned, which would lead to messy confrontations. FYI. Mantra, universe, help me to hear my heart and allow it to be my guide. Help me to silence my ego at the same time, so that what my heart knows is clear, comes through clearly to me. Help me to accept this truth. I am truth. I am faith. So what could save us from a major clash is this energy of, but we want, so on some level, we really do want to understand each other. Thursday, November 25th. Even though we may feel like we want to just get things done, fix what's broken, mend what's lame, and jump at what we feel is the right thing, we have to stay calm and try to be patient. Our own certainty will most likely clash with the certainty of others. Even this can be a good thing as long as we're willing to listen to each other and work out solutions. Honesty won't be a problem today, at least not being able to be honest. It will be our execution that we'll need to temper. It's not that our confidence isn't a good thing. It's just difficult to move at a realistic pace right now. We just want to get things done and fix shit. Overall, it's a good thing though, because it will keep us moving forward. It will make moving forward that much more enticing. Because our inclination is just to rush forward right now. We don't want what we had. We want what is to come at this point. And that's a good thing. And luckily, though the moon in Leo is square Mars in Scorpio, Mars is also trine Neptune, calming the heat of our emotions and providing us a dexterity that we really need right now. Not making the same mistake again and doing things differently, making unique decisions, or the need to feel that we are driving our sentiments in this energy. All of this adds up to very promising potential to not continue a karmic cycle, right? Promising to make a difference and do the right thing as long as we can keep our egos and impulses in check, which isn't simple, right? Staying in the mode of creativity will help. Creativity is everything right now. It's just providing an outlet for those energies that could burn bridges instead of build them, right? Right? Perhaps don't aim for a solution today as much as aiming to create many promising prospects for a solution. And this could come out even in like your social life, a sense of like, maybe I don't want to be with one person, but there's a lot of potential for meeting other people to date. that kind of energy. You know, you could apply it to the smallest part of your life, but plurality may save us right now. So not coming to a conclusion, but being open to many options and listening and considering those options. Mantra for Thursday: breathe. In fact, count to 10 before making any important decisions or making any important statements today. Count to 10 and breathe. I listen. I share. I lay everything on the table and apply my creative spirit to developing a creative solution. The path is the one that has not been built yet, guys. Okay? Don't get stuck in the ruts of what's already been. Because there's more. There's more options. There's an infinite number of options. And your creativity can bring you to them. Friday, November 26th. There's a stunning humility in the air right now with the Sun conjunct the North Node and Mercury all trine to Chiron. The humble pie will taste perfect for our after Thanksgiving meal when it's time to focus on all that we have to be grateful for, even if it means making some embarrassing mistakes. Neptune is trining Mars, giving him something to believe in that is bigger and better than himself, giving him purpose. So our actions are tempered and thoughtful. What a lovely day to chill out. Of course, most of us will not be shopping since it's Black Friday, but maybe we'll be nicer to each other this year. This is not the climate for material greed, so sales might dip a bit. It's just that materialism doesn't really impress us right now. Now, inside of me, I just have to draw the warning. This energy could go the opposite direction and make Mars kind of full of himself, like, I'm doing this for God's sake. That kind of almost like psychotic cult thinking. I'm doing this for God's sake. I'm doing this for my sick child. So I'm going to elbow somebody in the neck to get that toy away from their kid so I can have it for mine. It could backfire and do that as well. I'm feeling it's not going to go that way, but it all depends on what decisions we make on Thursday. Seriously, it's a setup. So, of course, most of us will be shopping since it's Black Friday, but maybe we'll be nicer to each other this year. This is not the climate for material greed, so sales might dip a bit. It's just that materialism doesn't really impress us right now. We're more interested in being inspired and feeling interested in something. If it's different and exotic, it will fly off the shelves. Maybe some plane tickets. That would be a great gift, right? Or something that's creative and makes people think or brings people together. That would be a beautiful gift to buy right now. With Venus trine Neptune, we are flirtatious and curious, open and friendly with her aspects to Uranus and Mars. This could make for an adventurous time with others where you will want to step outside of your comfort zone. It could be when you decide to date multiple people. Overall, it adds a very fun and playful social aspect to our characters. These moments or relationships don't seem to be suited for the long term, but they are bringing joy to everyone and a feeling of freedom. With the moon in Leo square the nodes and opposite Jupiter, we're really going to have to watch how much we're willing to, what extremes we're willing to go to, especially when we want to impress people. And that's kind of like that thing of like not elbowing somebody in the throat because you need that gift. Because is it really about making somebody happy, or is it really about making yourself look impressive because you got the gift? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like where we have to really get to our higher selves and realize, fuck this shit. Right? If we don't, we could cause ourselves some great deal of pain. With the moon in Leo square the nodes and opposite Jupiter, we're really going to have to watch how much we allow ourselves to get into, especially when we want attention and affection, which the Leo moon is known for, needing attention and affection, being very attention greedy. This is a check-in point the moon square the nodes. And when it's in Leo, we have to check in to see how far we go to get the attention we deserve. The universe is watching through Jupiter to see how desperate we are and which parts of us we will pay to the devil, we will sell to the devil to get instantaneous gratification. Watch out for drinking too much, spending too much, and blabbing secrets you should have kept, or allowing yourself to be pushed too far just to get attention. One thing is for sure, this is going to be a fun Thanksgiving weekend that we'll never forget, or that other people won't let us live down. Mantra: I am happiness. I am love. I welcome the joy of this season, enriched by new friends and new perspectives. Saturday rolls around, November 27th. The moon in Virgo provides a sobering morning after. Today, especially with its aspects to Saturn and Chiron, thrilled in the restrictions and rules that help you out of bed in the morning. We'll need some healing now, and very unlike the last 2 days, we really just want to convalesce. Remembering our behavior from the day before might bring waves of shame and guilt and worry and a bit of fear. But overall, if we're alive, we're going to be all good. If not a bit embarrassed and banged up. These sobering realizations will bring about the changes that we need to face. Did we eat too much, drink too much, go to bed with somebody we shouldn't have? The karma will be swift and inspire a lesson learned very quickly. Today will be the day we're inspired to change because we realize what fools we've been, or because we're given absolutely no choice by the heavy hand of our own consciousness. Spoiled children, beware. Or the spoiled parts of ourselves, beware. A real spanking is about to occur. Where has our immaturity or lack of self-control led us? Wherever that is, expect there will be a harsh reality check waiting for you before you're allowed to exit. Still, it seems we actually wanted this. We may have been intentionally leading ourselves here in order to force a change. Pluto is pressuring the moon on this pressure point, using this pressure point, and the moon is also trying to Uranus. We want change. We want things to change. We actually needed this reality check, and hey, we got to have a great time getting there. Mantra: every mistake I learn from is a lesson, not a failure. So I learn, I grow, and as I do so, I heal and help others to heal as well. Guys, please remember to like this video and share it on your social media platforms. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe here and over on bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the videos, and have a very happy and healthy holiday season. Bye, guys.